had an interesting morning, so I decided to do a lighthearted, easy video. We're doing the Unpopular Opinions book tag. I've done it a few times on my channel, but it's been a while. Maybe I should check how long it's been, make sure that this is okay for me to do. September of 2020. So, okay, it's been nearly a year since I've done this video. So I feel like it's fine to do it again now, and people typically enjoy these types of videos, so here we are. This video is sponsored by Skillshare and presented to you by me, Patricia McRiderly, one of the most well-known and famous authors you've ever read. You just don't pay enough attention. That's why you haven't heard of me. You've read my books, they're good. And I am here to present to you Skillshare, an online learning community for millions of creative people. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and learn how to write, because they have a lot of writing courses. Skillshare offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. And it's curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. Believe it or not, I know, it sounds ridiculous, but I have made it onto several of these unpopular opinion and worst book of the year videos, so I've started taking classes. Starting with this one, Storytelling 101, Character, Conflict, Context, and Craft by Daniel Jose Older. Now I'm learning how to write books well. I wish I had done that before I published 10 books. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description will get a free trial of premium membership. So don't be a dummy, learn to write first. On to Murphy. I have not looked over the questions in advance, so we will experience this together again. Question number 1, a popular book or series that you didn't like. Oh. I don't know that I want to go here. I'm trying to do lighthearted. Should we pull up the videos, the reviews that have made people the angriest? Sure, I guess we will. Haruki Murakami, the Kafka on the Shore. I read Sputnik Sweetheart first, and I really liked what he was trying to do. I really liked the concept of it, but there were certain things about it that were just strange, and I couldn't quite fully get there, but I wanted to try more of his stuff. So then I tried Kafka on the Shore because it's his masterpiece, or one of his masterpieces. It's one of his best books. It's one of his most beloved books. And I hated it. I hated it so much. It was the book that I enjoyed the least in a really, really long time. I did a review about it if you want to see. Tried to keep it pretty respectful because this is a really, really, really beloved book, and I don't know. I just decided that the author probably isn't for me, and he's a very well-loved author, but did not like that book. I also didn't like Red Rising. Admittedly, it's large. I mean, partially Red Rising just really wasn't for me. Partially it was also because there was a specific thing that he used a lot in the book that I happen to be very sensitive to, far more sensitive than a lot of people are, and I really made people mad for not liking it on the level that I didn't like it. I think that's all I can think of that would have been within the last year since the last time I did this tag, because typically if I'm not liking a book, I quit it. It's not very often that I just really push through. Both of those were buddy reads, which is why I pushed through. I even DNF buddy reads sometimes. I think that's about all I can say for this question. Question number 2, a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate, but you love. You know, okay, hate is a really strong word. What's something really hated that I loved? Maybe I'm just not that controversial of a reader. I can't think of anything hated that I love. I can think of a couple of things that are a little bit, that I get pretty frequent feedback that people don't like on the same level as me. So I guess I'll have to go in that direction. My Dark Vanessa, I love and adore this book so much, and I have recommended it pretty hard on the channel. I haven't talked about it recently, but some people love it and it hit them the same way that it hit me, and some people did not appreciate it or just couldn't handle it, which that one, I mean, I respect either way, but I really respect not being able to handle it. this definitely counts as one that's a little bit more controversial. There was also some controversy around the book, which was just, Peter Pan is another book that I frequent when I'm talking about books. And oh my goodness, I think more people don't like it than do. It's a book. It's my favorite standalone. I love it so much. I revisit it regularly, and I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you. A lot of people pick this up because of me and are just not impressed. This is a pretty frequent one. The Lies of Locke Lamore is another one that a lot of people come back to me saying that they loved it just as much as I do, and a lot of people come back to me saying they didn't like it at all. So pretty much all my favorites, which is cool. Question number 3, a love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you did not want them to. Okay, in the past I've definitely said Katniss and probably America Singer. Who would be today? I don't read that many love triangles. Ooh, do I want to be really controversial? This is the Unpopular Opinions book tag, so I could get controversial here. I might do it. Spoilers for Stormlight Archive. Skip to this point in the video if you don't want it. Spoilers, I didn't like the love triangle between Shallan, Kaladin, and Adolin. It wasn't a big part of the book. It didn't take over the plot in the slightest. It was a pretty minor element, but it was there, and I didn't like it. I talk about it more in my Oathbringer review, so if you want to get more details, like I call back certain scenes, I read certain quotes, I kind of get into it, because I mostly just didn't like the way it was resolved for the most part. It seemed like Sanderson was doing something here because it was pretty intentional feeling with some of the stuff that Shallan was saying in her mind and some of the things that were going on. It seemed like we were doing something with it, and then it just got dropped. And it was just like, never mind. She decided, no, actually, it's fine. I only like Adolin. And then he decided, no, actually, she just reminded me of my brother the whole time, which he did mention a couple times that she reminded him of his brother. So at least it was consistent in that regard. But it just was like, it was this thing that seemed intentional. And then all of a sudden it was just like, no, we're not doing that anymore. And then we just moved forward. And then like we just got, I think in Rhythm of War, we just got one line from Shallan that said, glad that's over. I definitely don't have feelings for him anymore. And then we kept going. And I really liked Shallan and Adolin together in the first, I think it was Words of Radiance specifically. I really liked their chemistry a lot. But then by the time we get to Rhythm of War, I don't really like their chemistry anymore. They don't really seem to have a very healthy communication anymore, which is fine. Characters don't have to be perfect or have to have perfectly healthy relationships, but I'm kind of over it. Oh. You know, if anything I say in the video is gonna get some backlash, it's probably gonna be that one. I also noticed we're still in spoilers section territory. If you don't want spoilers for Alloy of Law, not just Alloy of Law, if you don't want spoilers for Era 2 in general, Mistborn Era 2, here's the timestamp again. Skip. But I also noticed with the love triangle that he set up in this one as well, where it was, you know, Wax and Marasi and Steris, and it kind of looked like Marasi was going to be endgame in book 1, and then he kind of threw us for a loop and went with the other one, which I actually love. If you're going to do a love triangle, at least surprise me. At least don't make it super predictable. But it was kind of funny that in book 2 we had the exact same kind of thing that we had in Stormlight, where Marasi just had this like one flippant comment that was just like, glad I'm over that. Weird that I liked him for a minute. And I just think that's kind of funny that when he does put love triangles in his books, that a lot of times when he's done with it, he's just like, the characters are just like, well, that's over. And then we just move on and like, don't talk about it again, which is fine. I don't like love triangles anyway, so I'm cool with him resolving them quickly. I just think it's funny. Question number 4, a popular book or genre that you hardly reach for. You know, it's funny because I don't remember what I said in the last video, but I bet manga would have been on the list. And now I love One Piece, and I have a ton of manga series and I'm super excited to read down the road. So that's awesome. I probably said historical fiction last time, and that's still true. I just don't reach for historical fiction ever. But I think a new one, a recent one, is domestic thrillers. I used to really like them, and I'm so not into them these days. So Domestic thriller will be my updated answer. Question number 5, a popular or beloved character that you do not like. Ooh, this could be a really controversial one. I could say Bon Clay from One Piece because oof. But in my reread, I might change my opinion, so we'll hang on. Oh, I just thought of another series that I love, or that I don't like, or don't like is too harsh, that I was disappointed by that everybody else seems to like. So let me back up. I enjoyed Jade City, but a big part of my excitement for Jade City was what I felt like it was setting up for in Jade War. And then I read Jade War and I was so not into it. It was okay. I didn't hate it, but it was only okay for me. And that kind of knocked how I felt about Jade City too, because all the stuff that I was like, oh, I think I know where the series is going. And then it just kind of like went boring. I was just like, oh, I don't know. That'll get people riled up too. Beloved character that you don't like. Right, back on track. Oh, Matt. Matram Coffin. Matt from The Wheel of Time is a really beloved character. And I do like him. I don't dislike him. I just don't get that level of hype. I think he's fine, but I also kind of think he's annoying. So I don't know. Somebody did call me out in my my Shadows of Self review. Nope, not Shadows. Bands of Mourning review, that I like Wayne, but I don't like Matt, and that seems terribly inconsistent, and I really don't even have anything to say to you about it, other than I just think Wayne is a lot deeper of a character than Matt is. Matt can be fun at times, but he's also pretty annoying. Wayne can be fun at times, but he's also pretty annoying. But yeah, I mean, it's probably true. I probably am a little bit inconsistent. I can't really control the characters that I connect with and the ones that I don't. Question number 6, a popular author that you can't seem to get into. Haruki Murakami. Surely there's more. I'm actually really concerned that N.K. Jemisin is going to be on this list. I loved the first book in the Broken Earth trilogy so much. And then the next 2 books I liked, but I didn't really love them. And then I just tried 100,000 Kingdoms and I didn't love that either. I love the way she writes. I love the amount of emotion she brings into. I love the way she discusses tough topics in her books. But the plots, I don't always love. So I'm concerned that she's just interested in different plots, but I love the way she writes them, and I love the conversations she has in the stories and how she uses these plots as tools. I'm just not interested in the plot all the time. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? I may have said this in the last video, I'm not sure, but I'm also thinking maybe Stephen King might be it. I loved Pet Sematary on a really intensely. And then I liked Misery, and I thought 11/22/63 was fine, but I've also really disliked several of his books, and in almost every single one of his books, I feel like it's really too long for what it is. It drags a lot. He goes on these little side tangents that don't always end up paying off, in my opinion. And sometimes he just throws random weird stuff in his books that's just like, why is this here? And then people say, oh, drugs. And it's like, okay, cool. That doesn't excuse that the story is hindered by the thing. Like, we can't just say, oh, you know, he had a lot of cocaine back in the day. And it's like, okay, but the story still suffers. So like, let's talk about that. Let's not just like forget about it. Okay, sorry. I'm not done trying King, but I do think that he's probably just an author that isn't working out for me. Question number 7, a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. Examples: Lost Princess, Corrupt Ruler, love triangles. Ooh, I'm not a huge fan of love triangles, but it's fine. Trope I'm tired of seeing. I really hate, I want to protect you, so I'll hurt you. Especially when it's, I want to protect you, so I'm not just going to hurt you, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to tear down your entire self-confidence. I'm going to make you feel pretty worthless. But I'm doing it because I love you and because I'm afraid you won't leave if I ask you nicely. Hate. I also hate the miscommunication trope, but I really think that's not so unpopular. Question number 8, a popular series that you have no interest in reading. I think it's going to be the Poppy series. Poppy War? Poppy War. Yep, I have the first book. Somebody sent it to me, and I thought I was going to read it at the time. My friend read it recently, and he's been telling me about it, and I honestly just don't think I can stomach it. I really like dark stories, but I do have a line, and there are there are two specific things that I'm very, very sensitive to, and in order for me to be cool with it and to roll with it, it has to be either handled very sensitively or very, very sparingly. And if it becomes a reoccurring theme in a story, or it's something that's just kind of like casually thrown in here and there without really any purpose behind it, I really struggle. And those two things are sexual assault / rape and child abuse. Those are two things that I'm just very, very sensitive to. That's a me thing. I'm not telling you what to like. But for me, it's tough for me to read about, especially if I have to read about it over and over and over again. I'm not saying that Poppy War or the series handles it insensitively. I have no idea how it handles it. I haven't read it. But I do know that both of these things are pretty common themes in the books, and I just don't think that I can read those because I think that they would be too, like, I think they would be too hard for me. And you gotta know your limits. There's my limit. I'll also throw Berserk in there because Berserk, as I've gotten into manga, I've gotten so many recommendations for manga, and I think Berserk is too dark for me too. I read the first volume and I really liked a lot of the setup that was happening there, but I could tell just in the first volume that it was gonna get pretty dark. So I talked to my friend who loves the series, and I talked to him about the stuff that I'm really sensitive to, and he was like, don't touch that series. So I'm not gonna touch the series. Question number 9, the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer to the book? I might have said Mansfield Park in my last one, because I really, as much as I really enjoyed the book, I enjoyed the movie even more. This one, because there have been a couple adaptations. I don't watch very much TV or movies, so that's a tough one for me to answer because I don't know that I've seen that many adaptations. Future Murphy here. I just remembered an adaptation that I think is better than the book. Misery by Stephen King. I read the book, I enjoyed it. I did not dislike it. Don't freak out. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But then I watched the movie with Corey, my husband, and I liked the movie better. Whatever her name is, the woman who plays the lady, holy cow, her performance is phenomenal. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion though. Okay, bye. But I do think that it actually got a little bit more unpopular and controversial than I was expecting. I don't know, I feel like I have pretty chill opinions for the most part, but I think this one's gonna be a little bit spicy. Anyway, I would love to continue chatting with you about this in the comments. Are there any ways that you would answer these questions differently? Are there any things you want to fight me on? How would you answer some of these questions? I would love to chat with you more about it in the comments. I post videos every Tuesday through Friday. I'll see you again soon. Bye.